The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. What do we have out there today? It, of course, is one of those days where, the jobs numbers drop, the Baby Ruth in the punch bowl, and everybody said, hey, time to get out of the pool. We're off 23 or 24 points on the S&P cash, 2.33 billion shares, so finally starting to get a little bit. Do I think this is it? No, but I think this is the warning sign that I've been looking for, and I think we're probably going to see a pop come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we may not get back up to the highs, but I have a feeling they're going to take the college try on this. I think we're also going to see intervention from Treasury and some of the other people out there in the Fed. They're going to probably try to take the sting out of it. But what else can you say? One of the reasons why I think we're probably going to get fairly close is I've been looking for the dollar to get to 98. I don't know how many people have, but to me, 98 looked like it was in the cards for a long time, and I've been kind of sticking to that. We got fairly close today. I think we probably will hit 98 in the first couple of days next week. But, of course, we've got Apple. Apple is everything and everyone. And, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be talking about in the 4 o'clock hour with Tom O'Brien. And we're going to be taking a look at just all the stuff surrounding Apple, because I think that's pretty much the first 3 days of next week is going to be nothing. In fact, I suspect we're going to start seeing that tonight with the rollout of the iWatch. We've got other things to talk about, their music rollout, the unrollout of their tablets, just a lot of stuff going on. So we'll be talking about that in the 4 o'clock hour with Tom O'Brien, plus whatever happens here at the close. But even when we were off about 10 or 15 points, people were starting to freak out on infotainment TV, financial infotainment TV. And it was interesting to see just the thought that we could go back and even pull back 1% was so foreign, was so nuts as to make people think what's going on here. Now, we got down to 2073. I suspect we're going to have a big run in Apple. Of course, Apple is 12 or 13% of, or 14% of the NASDAQ, and that's going to put a fire under it. It is also, of course, if you missed the news this morning, Apple is going to be in the Dow. And what can we assume from that, other than when they get the stock up there at the high, what better way to shove it in an index and make people buy it that are in the EFTs that actually mirror the Dow? What a great way to do that. And of course, they're kicking AT&T to the curb because, of course, it is just a commodity now with and, probably I'd have thought about that if I'd thought about it a little bit farther. Maybe we could have made, or I could have connected the dots backwards, as Steve Jobs used to say. But it would have been interesting to think about how AT&T's time in the Dow was time to go. And, Apple stuck in there. Of course, if you got a big stock like Apple, eventually got to take your cash. And what better way to get your cash than throw it in an index and just have all the other funds have to buy it? And I don't know. Did they stick Facebook in at 20? No, they ran it up the flagpole and get people to buy at the top. And what else can you say about that? Anyway, give me a call at 877-927-6648, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com and or put a message in the den. Like, salute that flagpole. Run it up the flagpole and see who salutes in Peoria, Illinois. and it was actually why people said Peoria. What did I wanted to say? Peoria, Illinois. It was actually Kansas City, and now actually it moved out of Kansas City and now is Orlando. If you go to Orlando, there'll be a bunch of people trying to drag you into any one of a myriad of places to get your opinions on stuff, movies, all kinds of stuff. And of course, it's only people that come down for vacation with the fanny pack that decide what you get to watch on television, decide what kind of commercials are shown to you. And yeah, it's nuts. But all you have to do is know about going anywhere around Orlando to know that there's a giant amount of people that basically do surveys, and that's it. When I was a young man and I was strapped for cash, I'd always call my friend's mom. She actually ran one of those things, and they always needed people to sit in for some ridiculous movie or thoughts. And even back then, in 1980, I could make 20 quick bucks for an hour and a half, much better than slaving away out there cutting lawns or something else to make a few extra bucks. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a quick way to make some money. And other things were fun, too. A little bit of wisdom of crowds out there. And right now, though, I am looking at a lot of stocks that I wanted to short. Volume is going to be light for them today. So is this the are we looking at the B2C coming this week? I think on a lot of these stocks that are still holding above highs where they should have been blown out. I think the answer is yes. And so, if we don't get any volume next week, that would be it. But I'm expecting if the patterns hold true with an asymmetrical triangle with so many stocks, that what we're looking at out here is a gap higher to set the hook to be short. And I know a lot of people will see this market rally, and I think it'll probably be on Fed and Treasury intervention in the dollar, in some other stuff. Again, their whole purpose in life is to let the air out of the balloon as slowly as possible. And again, this is 1%. This is a 1% move, and people are freaking out. And I don't know what else you can say other than that. Maybe we get something at the close that changes my thoughts about this. But my guess is that come Monday, there will be the never-ending drum beat of this song. I think it's this song. But everything is awesome. There it is. Everything is awesome. Everything is wonderful. And if you haven't seen the movie, Lego Movie, it's actually quite a good movie. And, if you're dealing with animation, it's all about the script and a good story. It's not how many special effects you can stick in. And I think there's a lot to it. But the whole idea is that there's somebody that living in not Pandora's box, living in a world that just not really thinking about it. Basically, reality is put upon this young Lego man. I don't know what you call a Lego man, but a great script. And even for adults, I thought it was a very interesting movie. To me, the script and the story is a lot more than how many special effects can be put in. And of course, I was in the special effects business. But early on, there was a TV show called, what was it, C-Lab 2020 or whatever it was. It was Roy Schreider, just before he croaked, needed to make a few bucks. That he was running out of that Jaws 15 money that he was making. And the show, they didn't pay the script writers much of anything. It was all special effects. And they could have done a lot better with working out a script instead of just special effects. And of course, some of the other people, Babylon 5, there were a lot of other movies that relied on special effects, but had some more decent scripts and lasted a lot longer. And that is the real problem out there, is the story. So anyway, just flashing back to my misspent youth. and watching out here. But, 22 points, I don't think anybody would say a thing about that. So probably a little bit of a overreaction just yet. Again, I'm looking for some kind of pop in this market to set the hook. 2.4 billion shares does mean we do overall have some fairly decent volume. Just the stocks that I want to get short, too light a volume. And these are the stinkiest stocks with really poor fundamentals, much less poor technicals. And I'm not seeing these things break. And I think there's a reason. One was, I think I brought this up earlier this week, just the news coming out on too many people issuing sells on stocks. And if you know Wall Street, nobody issues a sell on a stock unless there's something majorly wrong with it. They basically issue a sell to get a bunch of people short and then squeeze them and then have the real news come out after, of course, they're able to dump a huge amount. They either want to buy the stock when they issue a sell, and suddenly, magically, everything has rose-colored glasses on it 2 weeks later, and they were wrong. I always say that upgrades and downgrades tend to be the equivalent of listening to your spouse's divorce attorney. I think you need to have your own. In fact, that's what I am. I'm your market divorce attorney. And I'm telling you that things look rocky out there, but you may make it another month or two before she files. So I'm actually thinking maybe another week before she files, if we're going to take and stretch and beat on this allegory into next week. But I do digress. Great career prospects. I love it. And of course, we always have a little history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1959, the tech world really takes off. Probably not since 1923 and RCA really kicking out radios and becoming the first real big tech stock, all the way through 1929. In 1959, we have a bunch of people in New York City in a press conference, and Texas Instruments shows people a new device invented by one of the company's top engineers, Jack Kilby. They call their little device an integrated circuit, and the rest is history, as they say. Today we know it as the microchip. Of course, about 3 years after that, we had a bunch of other Fairchild semiconductor, Intel in 1967, I think, 1966. And Silicon Valley was born. But I do digress. We'll be back in a minute. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at pat@tfnn.com. We got action, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Check out New look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Platinum, grain, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And as we come back, we're going to go right to Chris in the know. I've got to say Neodesha only because I was around that forever. And I know it's not Neodesha, but since I had to say it forever, it's what is it? I'm going to be stuck on that forever.
It's Nashota.
Nashota.
Yes.
Well, since I grew up in the town not too far from me was Neodesha, it's the first thing that wants to come out of my mouth. Anyway, we will apologize. We will persevere. I know a lot of people have it bad, but we'll continue on. What do you want to talk about today?
I'd like you to comment on with your overall view of the market next week with this pop and then drop, what you see the TLT doing. It's done a bit of a reversal here over the last 6 weeks, and just want to see how that fits into your vision.
Well, we had a false breakout ever since the huge spike from October 15th in 2014. We went and started going over that. You had some okay volume in the TLT, but you needed about 37 million shares from that October 5th. So once it closed back below that 127 level, you had the confirmed false breakout, and now we're back into the major trading range. I'm thinking that we could get back up and maybe try that 127 a few more times up there, but eventually you're in a bigger trading range back down to 112.73 now. So I don't suspect that the Fed is going to exit stage left and not just do anything. I think we're going to start seeing some people monkeying around probably as quickly as Monday. And
What are their options left? What do they have available?
Then call the Treasury and start printing a ton of cash and watch the dollar go down.
Uh-huh.
I mean, basically everything is tied now to the dollar. And if the market would start to drop a little bit, we'd probably see people selling the stocks that they've been buying from overseas, because, of course, this was the hot place to go. And maybe they're going to go over to take that money to Europe. So, you know, I've only been looking for 98 as a top out here for the dollar. So does it go a little bit farther than that? Maybe. Could today be the top for a little while? Also could be true. I just suspect that from what I've looked at and all the other charts and everything else, that 98 is probably where they want to put the stop on the thing. They don't want everybody running around yelling parity. I think that would probably be one of the things they don't want. It'll probably get there, but I was talking about this to Andy Heck, I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks ago. And, you know, you can only stick so many fingers in the dike until another hole pops open, water comes in, and all 10 fingers and toes are taken care of. And all they want to do is slow it down. So they don't want everybody getting out in a hurry. And my guess is that we'll see them try to basically paper over all this stuff and keep it slow. In the meantime, I think we're going to have some good market action Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as the PR machine of Apple goes into overdrive. And that's a big enough stock, at worst, to hold the market up, at best to maybe pop it up. And, you know, we may get some kind of lead into gold story on Monday and see the S&P's up 20 points. I would not be surprised to see that. And then maybe 1 or 2, 3 days of people that shorted today getting squeezed out, and then maybe that's the time to set the hook on the general market. But on this one, you know, could you see this thing go to 127 in a couple of days? No big deal. Yeah, I think so. 127, 128. But I think everything above that 127.68 high that we saw the spike is kind of the roof out here. We would have to have some major changes in what we're doing. And of course, everybody around the world is fighting for the kind of a circular firing squad of how do we continue to debase our currency. So I wouldn't be surprised the U.S. says, maybe this has gone a little far. You know, maybe we're going to take a few steps to slow it down. They certainly did. They threw everything they could at it at 95 to try to keep it under 95 for a couple of weeks. And now I think they'll try everything they can do for a while to keep it under 98. But I would not be surprised to see, you know, a lot of printing and other stuff happening out here to try to just ease a little bit of this, because they all know that everybody's going to basically scream it's the dollar, especially the multinational companies, in the next earnings cycle. Go ahead.
And how about gold and silver, which are playing down today? How would that fit once people get the fear? Are they going to return to gold?
We'll talk about that when we come back, if you want to hang on. Okay.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. Chris from Wisconsin. I'll never be able to say it. I've said Neodeshe 5 million times in my life, and it's going to come out of my mouth no matter what. Okay. Anyway, what else do you want to talk about?
So how does GLD and SLV, which look like they're thinking about testing those November lows, come into play once fear gets going next week?
I think they're headed down there. I think that there's too many people on the opposite side of it. I've always been kind of the skeptic in gold, and I got a lot of hate mail for it. I just never saw the kind of abject disappointment that normally gold has when it gets into a low. And maybe we get it here. But you're talking about the November 5th low, 109.67 in GLD. But, yeah, to me, if there is a product that is more psychological than actual supply and demand, it is gold. And I tend to look at, unless the commodity's really used, like copper, where it's truly a supply and demand thing, to me, gold is a lot more psychological than any other product we have. And it tends to go to extremes because the fairly narrow entrance and exits, not only in the gold miners, but in the gold itself, a little bit goes an extremely long way. And, you know, its rarity makes it heaven or hell. And I've talked about markets where basically everything's good getting better or bad getting worse. And, there isn't a whole lot of middle ground for gold out here. And right now, they're probably going to make a rocket to 109.67 over the next week, regardless of what happens in the dollar. I just think that there's too many people on the wrong side. And I would, as far as the energy down, it's actually even starting to be a little bit more than the energy leg up. And I've been thinking or hoping for somewhere around 1100, and just to see, and really what I would love to see is some kind of huge move down intraday that gets rejected to set up a low. And that may be next week. It may be 6 months from now. But I'm waiting for some kind of blood curdling. It's the end of the world. Gold is no longer a currency. It's a shiny yellow metal relic. Just the kind of discussions that it just doesn't matter anymore. And people to quit calling Tom and asking him when to buy. Almost always the time that we've made absolutely monster amounts of money. Congratulations for Tom. He did find that low out there and basically make a bunch of money on the way top. What I'm saying, though, is the next time you can hold it for 4 or 5 years is going to be abject disgust with it. And at that point, I want to buy it again and hold it, like when I started buying coins in 2000, when this discussion all started. So I sold my coins a while back, but I would love to buy them again. It's just going to be tough. I actually saw an ad yesterday for gold at with no premium, just whatever the spot price was for Swiss gold. And I figured that meant that today would be it. Let me see if I can find the ad and show it to you guys on this. Give me just a second. But to me, I'm thinking 109.67, and then enough to really scare the bejesus out of people before it comes back into that 109 maybe. Let me see if I can find this ad yesterday. I emailed it to Tom. Maybe we'll talk about it. I thought maybe this was a good indication that someone was in a big hurry to dump their gold. See if I can find this ad again. Maybe it's still on.
It's normally a 2% premium.
Yeah, it was nothing yesterday. It was an eBay deal. And I'm looking through all these right now and see if I can find it. Maybe it's farther back than that. Maybe I can search it. Anyway, that's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? I sent it to Tom O'Brien, so I can get probably a link out here on it. Sent gold at cost. Here it is. Let me pop this up real quick. But I saw this last night, and I thought, oh, boy, it's going to happen out here. There it is. Let me put it in a new window, and everybody can see it in Tiger TV. Come on. Open and new and move to new window. There we go. Okay, you folks. Anyway, I don't know what Tom was thinking about it because I haven't had a chance to talk to him. But here's the ad. 1 ounce Swiss bar gold in assay 0.99995, 1201 or spot price plus free shipping. And I thought, uh-oh. Someone's in a hurry to kick this out before gold goes down. I don't know if they actually had the gold, just figured they could buy it today cheaper or what. But this ad right here on one of my deal sites that I look at mostly it's computer parts I buy. But I saw this deal on eBay and I thought, there it goes. But that was it. I don't know if this deal is still available on spot. But there's the ad. If anybody wants the link, I'll send it to them. Just email me at path@tfnn.com. I don't know if it's still available or not. But or you want to buy it. I don't think so. I think that there's probably better prices coming. But, when you don't see many of these and then all of a sudden, boom, you see an ad like this, it always makes my spidey sense go off. But that's kind of it for that. On just gold, I mean, the biggest problem I see in gold miners out here, I don't know, you wanted to talk about that too?
That'd be great.
And I've been saying it for 6 months, and I get hate mail every time, is that some of these super flaky companies have to go out of business. There's just no way that I can see gold under $1,400 where these guys were buying it at 1,800 without them going belly up. I think when we saw SLW go to the well earlier this week, it was another good sign that these guys were looking for some cash. And I think that we're going to see more of that this week. I haven't had a chance to look at them today.
Well, wouldn't the cost of mining also go down, though, with the cost of fuel? Or
it's a big cost on that, but to me, if it takes $1,200 to get out of the ground,
sure,
and it goes to $1,100 to get out of the ground, it doesn't do you any good if gold's still $1,100.
Right, you need to raise cash to keep.
Yeah, I mean, you need something that turns some big screws, and $300-400 an ounce is going to make some money. If you're making $100 an ounce, you're taking an awful lot of risk to make 10%. I mean, you may set up a grocery store, you're making 6%, right? And there's not a lot of risk. People need food. You can run it better or worse, but it's not going to be one of those things where you got a 10% chance of success. You probably have an 80% chance of success opening up a grocery store in a strip mall somewhere, right? So if you're going to take massive risks in this, you need massive payback, and I just don't see it. I don't see a great deal of probably desire for people to go back in as long as gold's going down, and that's exactly when these guys are going to need the cash the worst. So I've been saying it for 6 months or 9 months. I can't remember how long. Maybe someone in the den can would be better. But as soon as a few of these people go out, and then there's less of supply, then basically it's a self-cleaning oven, right? That's the market.
Royal Gold, that just really took a major hit today. It's almost off 9%.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not that going to be that much. Like I said, it's not going to be that big of marginal price increase. It's paying off Putin. It's paying off whatever commie dictator runs the country. It's how many people can steal gold or swallow it for the miners and not bring it out of the mine. It's pumping the mine out, the pumps, the gas, all of the stuff that goes into mining. It's pretty horrible business, and that's why you don't find a lot of Jack Welches running the companies. I know Tom likes a couple of the CEOs, and I've never met him, and I don't go to those shows or something. And, you got to think that there's a handful of people that are smart in any industry. But as far as I can tell, 80% of them all buy at the top, sell at the bottom, and hedge at the exact wrong second. They're not a minute off. They're pretty much hedging and selling forward at the bottom and trying to sell forward at the top. And, it's just always, they're just not the sharpest knives in the drawer. So I would think that we're probably going to see a lot of these stocks that are especially cheap. I know one of the ones that looked the worst was AUY for a while. And then actually not too bad out here. This thing's kind of, other than being down on heavy volume today, does it get down to 345? I think so. You had a lot of volume out here. I know a lot of people that were real positive on this stock for a while. I just never saw that it, without a test of that 345 at the bottom, that you wanted to be long a stock like that. It doesn't really operate any different because it's gold. High volume lows get tested too many times to throw some cash out at it. But to me, you're looking at silver, you're looking at gold. Does this wash out in a week or a month or 6 months? It's hard to tell. But to me, I want to see some blood in the water. And when everybody else is totally disgusted with it, that's when I'm going to be buying. But I think I think Tom's right. There's probably some kind of low down in here where everybody shuts the doors and quits mining and sets the cost of production. And you're probably looking at, once we start getting some inflation back in the system, probably looking at the big run up, and probably a good chance it doesn't stop at $1,800 or $1,900 this time. So I like it long term. Short term, probably in for a lot of pain. like a lot of these miners to go out of business, the marginal miners, and that will make the unmarginal miners that much better.
Sure.
So, a few of these, I haven't spent a lot of time because I haven't seen anything that tells me that the bottom is in yet. But you're probably going to get, if you're in these things and you're on the wrong side, I mean, you probably want to have your stops in. You probably want to look at whatever bounce we get next week out of the, what I think is the dollar's probably going to pull back a little bit. And that's probably going to be your one chance to get out of these things if you're stuck. But it's hard for me to see any risk reward that would have you long right now. I mean, if you didn't buy literally today. So hopefully you're all out and you're not stuck in these things going down.
And I'm waiting.
Yeah, I don't see that there's the big hurry out here. I do think that in a bigger macro version of the economy out here, I do think that the dollar's going to hurt the U.S. so that they'll print a lot more money, and they'll print it and print it and print it, and it won't have any effect, and then the dam will burst, and then we'll have massive inflation, and gold will run back up. But
sure.
It's, does that happen next week? Probably not. 6 months from now, certainly could. So I'm not saying that this is another 15-year drought or anything. I just think that we need some real incredible pain, and more of it's going to be psychological. Like I said, nobody calling anymore about getting into gold stocks. Nobody asking where the bottom is. Just complete and abject demoralization, which is, I think, the way that Jesse Livermore put it in, which is that, if you get abject demoralization, it's time to cover. I can also take that corollary to it's the time to buy. And again, it's psychological. It's not something you put some calipers around as easy. But, when I hear people screaming and throwing their gold out the window, it's probably the time to buy, right? I hate this shiny yellow metal. You cursed me the first time I've seen you. I'm throwing it out the window.
Get your catcher's mitt on.
Yeah, I would be down there. Now, what is probably very interesting, I've talked to Tom about it tonight, is Apple's all discussion about how much it can price their gold iWatch at, which is something I want to talk to him about. I mean, I'm hearing some pretty ludicrous ideas. What do you think? You're retired. You got, let's say you got $10 million in the bank. What do you think you'd pay for a gold iWatch? I'm hearing $5,000 and $10,000.
No.
Yeah, that's there's some really silly season talk. I think we're going to find out next week. But they're trying to sell this thing as a Rolex, or at least that's what they're talking about. We'll get the numbers on Monday on what they're actually trying to upsell these things. But at $350 a starting price, they're trying to, it looks like, anyway, from all the rumors, they're going to try to sell watch bands and other things like that to get the margin back in the product. But I'm just wondering, I would never buy anything other than the standard version, maybe a lot of memory, because technology is so fleeting. But that would be it. Anyway, thanks for the call, Chris. We'll try to finish it up and get back in there to Tom O'Brien in the 4 o'clock hour for more discussion in the Tech Insider Hour. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And as we come back, coming into the home stretch, I see Tom O'Brien warming up in the bullpen, so we'll look forward to his hour, and then I'll be on my way over there to the studio and be in the second hour with him. But I think we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of ideas. But I can see a few scenarios coming out where inflation will come back, and it'll probably come back huge. And things are in and out of style today. The shiny yellow metal, the yellow relic, as some people call it, out of favor. But that's normally when you want to be looking at it, right? Buy when there's blood in the streets. Anyway, back to what's going on out here. A few things going on. LTM, Lifetime is in discussion with private equity, and, you know, on a bad day, there are some stocks that are up. LTM, in fact, we're back here banging around the lows of the day. 2071 on the S&P cash, 2.65 billion shares. That's going to be short in at least my estimation, but it is a Friday. So maybe we do gap down Monday, but I don't think so. I think that there's going to be a lot of happy talk, probably happy pills and happy talk come Monday. We're probably going to see the B to C set up, and then we're going to see the C to D probably have a major extension out of this market. But again, I think we've got a little bit of time to get short. If this is a break in the top end of the market, this is going to take a while. I just, you look at the VIX out here, it's up $1.68 today. 11% is a big move out here, but I'm thinking that if everybody really thought that the VIX, that the market was going to hell in a handbasket on the street, they'd be buying S&P downside protection a lot heavier than that. Of course, the VIX is nothing but the premium on the out of the money puts and calls, and 15.72 lately would not be anything to think about it. So I think we're going to have a little bit more of a warning out here, and I think today is the warning. And we're going to probably have some kind of bounce, and if the bounce is on extremely light volume, I think you've got your B to C setting up over the next week. And there are a lot of stocks out here that I wanted to short, and I dislike right now because there's too much short interest in them. I'd love for them to get squeezed out so I could get in and on the other side with only the strong shorts, not the weak shorts. But I do digress. What else do we have going on out here? I want to see other stocks. Well, on a day where everybody is pretty much down, another stock out here is the Cooper Industries, actually breaking out with volume. Not bad. Beat Q1 estimates by 20 cents, missed on revenues a little bit, but it raised its fiscal year 15 guidance, lowered revenue guidance, price target raised to 178. So went through that today. I don't know what else you can do. I'm believing this is the tire company, isn't it? I think it is. Just want to make sure. Oh, medical device company worldwide. The company develops, manufactures, and markets a range of contact lenses, including spherical lenses and toric and multifocal contact lenses, near and far-sighted people. That's me both. So, well, we got that one. If there's anything else out here that really looked interesting, WX on the real short side of this market besides those. Wu Pharmaceutical, WX, this is the Chinese company, down on monster volume. We're going to have to take more look at this on Monday. We'll see you Monday, same bat channel, same bat time, and in the 4 o'clock hour with Tom O'Brien.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. You're watching Tiger TV.